I'm calling security. No,
Yes, I did suddenly said Brooke always seems to call me when she has a finale or needs ratings or something.
So in this episode, it seems like Susan likes you and you're rather indifferent to her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that I had that one line that I wouldn't go out with you if we were left on a deserted island.
That's gold.
So I said grace. I went, hey, God. Whoa.
I don't remember the initial interview for the Brady Bunch.
Elizabeth Taylor was wearing a $4 million ring. I said, oh, could I try it on? She said, no.
And Ed gets on and says, now for the youngsters next week, Tony Jones and the Spondells.
That's one of the best speeches ever given by a father to anybody. And it just happens to have been on the Munsters.
Just As Go was one of the first real guitar songs after the disco and ballad craze of the 70s.
We're building upon the shoulders of giants. And
talk about a media path.
Well, that's exactly it. Wow. Welcome to Media Path. I am Louise Palanker.
I am Lisa Art.
Today's path takes us out onto the high seas aboard a pirate ship carrying lusty, swashbuckling sailors and a hummable soundtrack, and into a deserted Blue Lagoon where young hearts ignite with newly discovered passion and essential survival skills. Yes, Christopher Atkins will join us. So, Lisa, how has your week been going? And I heard tell of you attending a swingin' Larry David bash.
I did attend a swingin' Larry David bash. I went to the premiere party for the new show Life, Larry and the Pursuit of Unhappiness.
Oh.
Which I think I'm permitted to say I did an episode of.
Okay.
I do not think I'm permitted to say what I played.
Are you in period garb?
I am.
What period?
I don't know if I'm permitted to say. Early presidential.
Okay, so it's historically accurate.
It is.
Did you get to wear your own underwear?
I did.
Okay.
But I did have some sort of a corset, but it was not a faja, but it was not tightly tied because I shot this exactly 2 weeks after I had a hysterectomy.
Ouch.
Which was not advised by my doctor.
Okay. So.
But you can't stop the magic.
Oh, no.
The show must go on. But anyway, we were treated to a couple episodes of the show, which were hilarious. And then we got to go, to a party. There were freshly made pies, which thematically goes with the show.
Mm-hmm.
I could not partake because of my gluten-free-edness.
Okay.
There were delicious drinks and past appetizers, and I got to, rub elbows with celebrities.
So we'd like a couple of names, please, kindly.
Let's see. Well, of course, Susie Essman and Larry David. Mm-hmm. I got to see, and oh boy, there were others. Oh, I said hi to Vince Vaughn, huh?
Was Richard there? Vince Vaughn.
Richard was not there.
Did anyone get embarrassingly
wasted?
Yeah.
Only me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gosh darn it. I wish I could think of the guy's name that I spoke to for like an hour. He and his wife, who were both actors. Whatever. This is why I'll never make it in Hollywood.
No,
because
I think it's when you
and I forget the name of people.
Yeah, but like when we live here, we see these people at Starbucks, and so we don't.
Right.
We're always like, I was at Nate and Al's, and there was like somebody. I even think from your show at the next table, someone like Jeff Garlin or whatever, but like you're not exactly sure if it's Jeff Garlin because like there's a lot of big talking, funny people in Hollywood, and he was telling show busy stories, and I'm thinking I should know his name, but it's okay.
All right.
Wayne Fetterman.
Oh my God, that's so weird. Oh, you must have seen a picture. Okay, yes, I did hang out with Wayne Fetterman for a decent amount of time.
Yeah,
He's
we love
hilarious.
Wayne. He's been on the show.
He is so funny.
So,
anyway, whatever. It was super fun. We had a great time. My husband and I went together, and it was a great date night.
Great. Do you want to hear about my week?
Not really.
I don't remember much of anything.
No, I do. What? You
well,
do
4th of July happened, and I was in Ojai with cousins and sibs.
Nice.
And we never even made it out to see the fireworks because we had decorated the backyard, and that seemed to be, enough to look at. Plus each other.
Love it.
Right?
I did nothing on the 4th.
So summer fun was had. What about viewing? What have you viewed?
Okay, so I have been watching DTF St. Louis with Jason Bateman and David Harbour.
Can you say what DTF stands for?
Nope.
On TV?
DT down to F.
Do things with an F.
Right. And I have 2 episodes to go, so don't spoil it. But boy, so I was talking to my brother about it last night, and he used the perfect word for it.
What's that?
Original.
Ooh.
It is absolutely not like anything else on TV. And what I will tell you about is, first of all, not only do I love every actor that's in it, but Steve Conrad, who is the writer and creator, has done some of my favorite things. The Pursuit of Happiness, The Weatherman, Wrestling Ernest Hemingway, who, if you've never seen that, it is the most delightful little film, and Patriot, which was a show that he did several years ago. He's such a phenomenal writer. The thing about this show is it's very stylized, so it takes a minute to get into the rhythm of it, but I do think it's worth seeing and very, very original.
Okay, and what is the takeaway? What are we meant to get?
Again, I haven't finished it, but I don't know what the takeaway is at this point, except it's entertaining as hell. And I don't know what the takeaway is, Louise. You really stumped me with that one.
All right, well, sometimes we ponder on that after we've watched everything, and then it suddenly occurs to us, oh, this is what I'm like. I was asking myself, what's the takeaway of Blue Lagoon?
Right.
Which is something I watched for the first time when I was a young person, and then rewatched this weekend, and I'm still pondering what is the takeaway, because it's based on a book written in 1909.
Yeah.
P.S. While we're talking, you should know, listening and viewing audience, that Christopher Atkins is cooking Peruvian food in his kitchen.
Yes.
Yep. And we can cut to him to authenticate my recent statement. Yes, he's going to continue cooking throughout the podcast. So, if you're not here for this, scintillating conversation, stay here for the cooking tips and recipes.
100%. All
right, so I'm going to be recommending Voicemails for Isabel. I am not 100% on this movie, but style points for Nick Offerman's performance, and it makes my list. Voicemails for Isabel is trending now on Netflix. Here's the adorable premise. Jill is leaving heartfelt, hilarious, and deeply expository voicemails on her dead sister's phone. It's her therapy, her cathartic cry, her primal journaling. But, plot incubator, that number has been reassigned to Wes, handsome, befuddled, love-struck. He must find her. If you're sleepless in Seattle and you've got mail viewing totals are dipping into toxic levels, this summer, you can put Voicemails for Isabel into your rotation and see how you feel in the morning. It is sweet and funny and sassy, and Wes's best friends, played by Harry Shum Jr. and Leah McKendrick, need their own show. So delightful. Caveat. I am left with one plot-related inquiry, Lisa, because I believe you watched this over the weekend.
I did.
Why did the outgoing message not change when the number was reassigned? Suspend your disbelief that it didn't and dive in for summer fun. Voicemails for Isabel is on Netflix. You watched it.
I did. That's a very good question, and one that was not answered. But maybe Isabel didn't have an outgoing message. It was just a beep.
Oh.
And then he never created one.
But it became his work voicemail, so why wouldn't he?
Who knows? All I can say is, listen, I watched the whole thing because I knew you were recommending it. I thought the 2 leads were beyond adorable.
Really cute.
I thought the writing was adorable. You know what it is? It's a perfect, put a blanket over your legs, make some hot cocoa. Well, it's summer. Make some lemonade.
Cold cocoa.
Some cold cocoa and some popcorn. It's a cute little... It's a cute little romantic whatever.
You know what else is fun to watch?
What?
Christopher Atkins cooking.
That's true. But
So-
right now we're only seeing the lights in his ceiling.
Oh, he's
There
paying
he
attention.
is.
He's paying attention.
Look at that entrance.
So the pot is boiling, and so is the podcast. And
You
he's
can
going back and forth.
Unmute now.
So Christopher Atkins is an actor, writer, and businessman with whom you have fallen madly in love when you first saw him in the Blue Lagoon, the pirate movie, A Night in Heaven, and Dallas. Ladies and discerning gentlemen, he is as dreamy as ever. Please welcome Christopher Atkins.
Yay!
Hey, thank you,
Welcome.
thank you.
What are you making? What's the name of the dish?
Oh God, you had to ask that.
Just say it's in Peruvian. I
It's
can't.
a Peruvian. Yeah, it's
I can't
some Peruvian. It's a beef Peruvian dish, but it looks kind of healthy, except for it wants white potato French fries to go with it. So and some rice. So garlic rice. So I don't know about garlic rice,
yes,
but I'm going to
garlic
try.
All right. Well,
rice,
you go as
yes.
far as you can, and then when you've gone as far as you can, just start eating.
Yes.
So you recently did an interview with Playgirl, which I didn't know was still a thing.
Yeah,
They're
I didn't either.
Yeah, so they're celebrating the 45th. You took your clothes off for Playgirl back then, and then you did it again. And when they called, were you like, sure, why not?
No, when they called this time, I said, "You do realize how old I am, right?"
You said that.
that was a whole different than, oh, sure.
Right. So some thought went into it.
A little bit. I didn't take my clothes off for this one though. They didn't want me to. They said, listen, this was really interesting because I did 40 years ago I did it, and I thought they wanted me to do it again, and I said, look, I can't do this. And they said, no, we don't want to. It's Blue Lagoon's anniversary, and they said that Playgirl has become a very gay magazine, and Blue Lagoon was a very important film for the gay movement back in 1980. And it was sort of a historical moment, according to the magazine out of New York, the big one out of New York I did an interview with. And they said they wanted to honor the film because it was very impactful to the gay community and to a lot of people in general anyway. And I thought that was really sweet and really wonderful. And I said, of course I'll do it.
Well, I would like to posit the theory that Playgirl was probably always more popular with men. It's just that more men were in the closet, and straight people didn't realize how many gay people there are. And it's been a learning curve for all of us.
Well, it was really interesting because when I did the interview with the magazine out of New York, the guy said, do you know why you're so popular with the gay community? This was back then. And I said, well, besides the obvious, was there anything else? And they said, yes. As a matter of fact, it was very generational, or very historic in that sense, because it was right when people were coming out, like mayors and firemen and policemen and things like that. And it was a very big deal. And here comes this movie where there was male nudity instead of female nudity.
Right.
And they just saw this as at that time, at that movement, at that time in history, that this movie came out, and it was this very freeing, open movie in that respect. And I think it meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, I love that. And listen, straight or gay, I think if you were of a certain age when you first saw that film, there were some awakenings happening. You know, it's a very sensual movie, and there's something about, you know, I just watched it again, and there is something about seeing two people with no one else around
to tell them how to constrict their behavior, or how to behave, or what's natural, or what's going to give other folks the wrong idea about you. There's none of that. It's just them coming into themselves and being humans.
Yeah, the only thing that they did have was the old cook, and he taught them those very basic, minimal things, like don't go to the other side of the island. And we didn't really listen, obviously, when he was chasing us down the beach with our clothes, trying to say, put our clothes on.
But also, it's over years that you fall in love. It's not like, you know, you're dropped there as teenagers and you just start having sex. Like, it's literally, you watch this evolution of a love affair.
Yeah, it's a Romeo and Juliet. That's the storyline, basically. It's Romeo and Juliet. And I'm very flattered that it's survived over the generations. I'm still getting lots and lots of fan mail from new young fans from all over the world.
Wow.
And there's always going to be someone who's seeing it for the first time and who's wondering, like I did when I was a kid, would people figure out what sex is if there were no images to look at or provocative society titillating them throughout their entire childhood?
If they didn't have health education in 5th grade, would they know what to do?
Like, would you know that I would like to put this in there? Is that good with you? Like, would we?
What would we do? Somebody did back in the caveman days. Sure. I was always wondering which caveman was the one that figured out what mushrooms you could eat and what mushrooms you couldn't eat.
Right. There's all kinds of just what we think is taught is actually natural.
Yes.
And so that is the movie that made me think about all those things when I was, the age of you guys on the island. Now, you slept in a tent for 4. This is your first movie, and you were pretty outdoorsy guy. So it feels like you just took to this, like, let's go. I got this.
Yeah, I loved it. I had a great time on there. And it was 4.5 months living in a tent on a deserted island. There was nothing on the island. The crew actually found water on the island.
What?
It was being barged in out of Nandi, and then the crew found water, and they were able to get that going. But yeah, there was nothing there. They actually built 2 buildings, one for Nestor Almendros and Brooke, and then I think Randall had the other one. And then they built a building for editing on this point. That was the other thing. They edited while we were shooting out on the island.
In Fiji, right?
Yeah.
How did they get electricity?
Generators.
Okay.
Oh my! So craft services? I'm not picturing a big table with donuts and bagels and what?
Papaya slices.
Yeah. What was your food? What did you live on? Like, how did they do all that?
Well, they had a cook, and the first cook was fired because he copped some attitude over something, and then he fed everybody pork fat, and so the director got all pissed off and said, "Ooh. All right, you're out."
Oh no!
And there were 2 dolphin trainers, 2 women dolphin trainers. The whole crew was from Australia. That movie couldn't have been done without the Fijians and the crew from Australia. I'll tell you, they were just freaking phenomenal. Those people, they were carrying cameras up cliffs and all kinds of stuff. It was just amazing. Wow. But these 2 dolphin trainers, 2 women, they never got a dolphin. They were trying to catch dolphins and train them there. I ended up going to Marineland and riding the dolphins in Marineland after we got back. But they became the caterers after the other one got kicked out. And then they opened a catering company in Australia called Chaos Catering, and they became huge in Australia.
So wait,
what a story.
They were dolphin trainers, and then they became caterers, and then that became their business.
Just based on being all-purpose people. Like, all right, what else do you need me to do? Like,
did you say all-porpoise people?
If only.
Oh, thank you, Christopher. So I read that you... No, it was an interview that I saw you do. When I said I read, I thought that sounded weird.
Maybe there were subtitles.
There might have been. But you said that you did not mind being sexualized. That it was okay. So I wanted to discuss that with you on a little bit of a deeper level because
yes,
women, when they are sexualized, in the same manner, for being an actor or whatever. A hottie.
Yep.
There tends to be a vulnerability that comes with it, and not an adorable vulnerability, but one that has some fear and,
putting yourself at risk.
Correct. Fear and risk attached to it. So I'm assuming, and forgive me if I'm wrong to assume, I'm assuming there is a little less vulnerability and fear when a man is being sexualized. And so I would love to hear your perspective on that and what that was like for you.
Yeah, everything you said, I agree with. Being a guy, and after that movie, I had to show my butt in every movie after that movie. I mean, that was just the way it goes. I can't tell you how many love scenes I've done. I can't tell you all of that sort of stuff. And they always wanted me with the curly hair and put the diaper back on and all that kind of stuff. And
it's just a really excellent butt.
Well, thank you. But the point is that it didn't bother me. And I think you're right. I think it's creepy for women. I mean, I go to the gym and for instance, I was there today and I was talking to this girl that I know there, and we were walking down, and this one guy was just following her, and she was saying to me how this guy just won't leave her alone in that way. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't happen very often for guys, but it does a lot for women.
Right.
It does.
And that also can be dangerous. For guys, it's just a different story. So that's it. So that's where, it didn't bother me that much. I mean, hell, and sometimes I actually enjoyed it.
Right. And that's the thing. And look, I do think if a woman feels safe and is being and even saying being sexualized sounds like it has a negative connotation, but
I agree.
Right, but being told you're attractive and people wanting to look at you and be around you is not necessarily inherently a bad thing.
No, I mean
Well,
we
that's
all
Hollywood.
Exactly.
That's what Hollywood was based on. That.
Yes.
Look at all the posters of all the Hollywood babes on World War II that they had, and they were all, if you want to call it, sexualized, but it was a beautiful thing back then. I'll never forget there was this one casting director who was she was older, way older, and she knew Elvis and stuff, and she said, back in her day, if a guy didn't smack you in the butt when you walked by, it was almost not right.
It was an insult.
Or whistle at you. Yeah, she said the times have changed dramatically.
Yes,
she said it was very flattering, and it was just part of it when that would go on.
Right.
So,
it's like you want to be attractive up to the point where it becomes a threat, and then you want it to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being attractive. There's nothing wrong with being beautiful. There's nothing wrong. And you know what? Beautiful, as they always say, is in the eyes of the beholder. And I agree with that 1,000%. But the number one thing, and I always say this, is that beauty is definitely from the inside out. And that's where it's got to start.
Absolutely. Well, did you learn adequate enough survival skills to where if you were shipwrecked,
yes,
you could make a life for yourself?
I would like to think so, yeah.
So
absolutely. I can't tell you how many friends I have that say, hey, you should do Naked and Afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. Do you think you could do it? Could you make a hut?
Well, let me tell you something. I've got a metal elbow, I've got a metal shoulder, and I've got a metal back. So
wow.
I could probably do it, but a lightning storm might be a bit much for me.
Oh, geez. Were there injuries while filming that led to those joint replacements?
I think it's two things. One is I was always an athlete when I was a kid. I was just always sports and my ADHD probably.
Right.
I was just
bad combo.
Total ADD. And so between all of that, I probably did a lot of stunts and things, and that all contributed, and it just osteoarthritis kicked in, and it just became bone on bone. But I don't know. I don't know how long I'd last. I don't know. It's an interesting question.
It is.
Well, I think you could at least go on Survivor. You don't have to go all the way to Naked and Afraid. You can just be afraid.
Survivor's different. Naked and Afraid, I would be more in tune because Survivor, you got to do all that
talking to people,
challenges and stuff, and that's tough on me.
Yeah, I have a better idea.
What's that?
So you cook. And you have these skills. There's chopped castaways.
Oh,
I think that would be much cushier. You won't have to build any huts, and you can cook and be on a deserted island.
Or we could make a new show just called Naked Cooking.
Right.
Naked. Well, isn't there a naked chef?
Oh, maybe there is. See, there's nothing new under the sun.
No, there isn't. Okay, but this is a question I had for you, Christopher.
Yes, ma'am.
I read that, so I know you were an avid baseball player.
Right.
And then you were going to go into sports medicine.
Right.
So my son is a baseball player, and now he is studying sports medicine at Berkeley when he starts in the fall. So I wanted to ask you, do you think it would be wise to just kind of make him transfer into becoming a heartthrob?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, if he's already playing sports, he's playing baseball, he's already a heartthrob in a lot of eyes. I'm absolutely certain of it.
He's already blonde. He's blonde-haired and blue-eyed as well.
Yeah.
So
forget about it.
Right?
Forget about it.
All right,
make a poster. You need to do a sports medicine poster with the men of sports medicine.
A calendar. Yeah,
I love
calendar.
it.
Calendar. That's what I meant. Calendar.
Done.
All right, we have a Blue Lagoon trivia game, and I wanted to start by saying that a lot of people don't realize it's based on a 1908 book by Henry DeVere Stackpool.
Oh.
With a name like that, I think you have to write something provocative. So And the book was even more, I guess, salacious than the
Graphic.
film. But we have some questions, and we just want to see what you know, because I know you go to a lot of cons and signed a lot of pictures and talked to a lot of people who were deeply moved in various ways by the film. All right, so question number 1. What did herpetologist John Gibbons discover while watching your movie?
Herpetologist John Gibbons.
We're going to teach Chris
discover-
something new about the movie. I'm so excited about this.
Well, probably that the lizard that they used in the movie was the wrong lizard for the island.
Oh, I don't know, but here's what the internet says. It says, while viewing this movie, John Gibbons, a herpetologist, which is another career Garrett may want to look into, at the University of the South Pacific, realized that the iguanas that appeared in the film were a distinct species that had never before been seen or documented by experts in the field. And afterward, he visited, say the name of your island, Nanui
Leva.
In the Fijis.
Nanuya,
to study that iguana.
Well, I don't know if there was any of those on the island. To be honest
you guys
with
brought him in?
I don't know where they shot. I wasn't there that day.
But there's like some sweet iguana close-ups.
There are.
Yeah.
But I love that you even knew to go to the reptiles is impressive. What were you going to say?
Well, my cousin's a herpetologist and married to a herpetologist. Yeah.
Wow.
I have never even heard of a herpetologist.
No, I would have thought it had more to do with herpes, and I would have been wrong.
Right. You would have been wrong.
Okay. Question 2.
Am I asking this next question? Okay. What happened when Brooke's body double broke her back?
Nothing. She never broke her back.
Ooh.
Oh, so this is a lie.
Oh, we can correct IMDb.
Is this untrue? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it says that.
I would have known that one because there's no way off that island unless you fly or helicopter on something like that. And that never happened.
Okay.
I mean, the sound guy got really drunk one time and he fell off the dinghy coming across the reef and banged himself all up on the reef.
No. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
by the way, while we're on this subject, the fact that you literally shot it in a remote island and it was your first movie ever.
And he was only 18 years old.
Yeah. So were the conditions mostly pleasing, or like were there evenings where it was pouring or
spiders?
Well, they had the one thing they did have behind my tent was a sort of a marshy area. It was sort of a muddy kind of, and they had all these giant land crabs back in there, huge crabs.
Yeah.
And so you'd hear them click, 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 clicking all night, and you could hear them coming closer to your tent.
Did you have cots? Did you guys sleep in sleeping bags or on cots?
Cots. We had cots.
Yeah, cool.
They actually built a whole tent village. So the doctor had his tent on a platform, and all the different crew had their tents on different platforms, and they had a big pole with signs saying San Francisco this way, Sydney that way, China, Russia.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
Like in MASH.
Yes, exactly. Did you miss your family at all when you were there?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I was 18, like I said, and Mom wrote that proverbial letter that the first baby leaving the nest, and I'm the oldest, and so I got that letter. And Columbia Pictures was great. They actually flew my mom and my brother out for a week or 2 weeks or something out there while we were filming.
Wow.
So that was kind of nice. But
all right, well, here's what the internet said about the broken back. It said that when Brooke Shields' original nude body double broke her back, the producers ended up asking Kathy Trout, whom they had hired to catch and train dolphins, if she was willing to do this because she was the same body type as Brooke.
But she was catering by that time.
And she.
Well, here's the thing. The body double might have been still in Sydney. It was never on the island.
Okay.
It might have been in Sydney, and I never knew that. So that might be a true story. But Kathy Trout was the dolphin trainer who did turn into the caterer.
Okay. So she had.
That's a new one for me. I'll have to ask Randall about that one.
All right. So did Leo McKern actually put a live crab in his mouth?
Yes.
That is correct.
And
correct.
There's a story behind that one too.
Okay.
Tell us.
Okay, so So during that scene, the boy who played me younger is supposed to roll him over and notice that he's dead and be shocked that he's dead and have the crab crawl out of his mouth, signifying that he's dead. So the kid kept rolling him over and then start laughing when the crab came out of his mouth the whole time. And the director was going crazy. So Leo said to Randall that he had a glass eye and he could take the glass eye out and open his eyes when he rolls him over to try to get that reaction, this way rather than looking down. So he took his eye out and he rolled him over and the kid still had a little smile on his face, but it was different. They just couldn't get him to be shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a true story. He took his eye out.
Oh my God. That's actually probably terrifying. Can you imagine if he would have put the crab in his eye socket?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Sequel. I smell a sequel. Thanks for coming along down the media path, and however you have found your way to us, we would love for you to like and subscribe and give us a nice review because as creators, it is our appointed duty to ask you to do that. You may also want to find us on Instagram and Blue Sky where we are at Media Path Pod, and on Facebook where our show page is Media Path Podcast and our Facebook group is Media Path with Fritz and Wheezy Podcast Community. If you are listening to our show, we are also a video podcast on YouTube at Media Path Podcast. You can write to us at mediapathpodcast@gmail.com. My TikTok is Louise Palanker, where I post behind-the-scenes peeks and clips from the show. And Fritz's TikTok is Fritz Coleman Comedy. He posts stand-up clips and popular dance crazes. Our website is MediaPathPodcast.com. There you can binge episodes and our spicy newsletter. Thank you so much. On with the rest of the show.
What? I'm so sorry I keep interrupting the quiz, but it's bringing up questions.
Okay.
Were you on the island while the kids were shooting as well, or did they wait till they were wrapped out and then brought you in?
No, we were all there together.
Okay.
So,
and one thing that I'm left-handed, and the kids hitting these seeds, these big seeds with a stick, right-handed, and then I come on and I hit it left-handed, and nobody picks it up.
You're right. I did notice that you were left-handed, but I had forgotten that the little boy was right-handed. Wow. Maybe you just became ambidextrous as you matured.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was exactly
all
what
right,
happened.
We can skip question 5 because he had talked about the Dolphins.
Okay.
Where he rode the Dolphins in San Diego. Or no, you can go to question 5 because I think that one's interesting.
Did the controversy stirred by this movie lead to Brooke Shields testifying before Congress?
What?
Wow, IMDb is really
testifying what?
About being a child who was naked on film.
Well, it says it led to a government inquiry and Brooke Shields was called to testify before U.S. Congress. The young actress confirmed that body doubles had been used for any naked scenes and her breasts were always covered by her hair or clothing. So she was just there
I think that's a publicity thing. I don't think that happened.
Now, did you feel protective of her because you were 18 of age and she was a child? So were you, aware that she really... I mean, I'm sure she had people on the set that were watching out for her, but she was being asked to do some vulnerable acting, right?
Yeah, she was great. I can't say enough good things about her. She was great. She turned 15 on the island. I mean, we kind of had a little romance in the beginning. The director wanted us to have a romance so it would show up on film, and he actually put a picture. When I first got there, I lived on a ship because I had no place on the island. So I was in a ship for 2 weeks offshore, and they would send us back and forth, like I said, with the drunk sound guy across the reef because the ship couldn't get close enough to. They didn't have a dock or anything at that time. So, so he had put a picture of Brooke over my bunk on the boat, so I would look at her every night before I went to sleep, so I would fall in love with her. So it would show up on film, and yeah, we did have a little romance and everything on the island, but it was very innocent and sweet. And yes, of course, I was very protective of her and a lot of these things. So, but at the same time, I didn't know one thing about making a movie, and so she really helped me out on a lot of that. I had no clue what a mark was. I had no clue about anything. So.
I was learning as I was going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such an interesting dynamic that you were the older one, but the fresher face.
She was a veteran.
Yeah. So I'm sure, like Louise said, you were protective of her, and yet she's teaching you the ways of making movies. I think that's really fascinating.
Yeah, no, that's true.
All right.
She was really great.
Yeah.
Wow.
How much singing and dancing had you done as a child growing up?
Now we're going on to the pirate movie.
We're going to move on to pirates.
Okay.
We're still at sea, but we're moving on.
If you throw a baseball to me, I can hit it.
Right.
Singing and dancing, if you throw a baseball at me, I can hit it.
Yeah.
But wait, you sing in this movie and you have a lovely voice.
Yeah, I thank God for machines that can make a dog sing.
So if we, which we will not, but if we asked you to sing a little something right now, it would not be your best.
Your ears would be bleeding, put it that way.
Okay, got it.
But I do have a gold album from the pirate movie. My song went to like 45 or something on the charts.
How Can I Live Without Her song?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a gold album. As a matter of fact, my girlfriend here, she plays it all the time. She goes, I really like this song. I really like this song.
It is a great soundtrack.
And then I was in the gym today, and my buddy, this is funny that you're bringing this up. There's a guy who plays with Seal, and they were just playing at 4th of July, and he was there, and they were all talking. He goes, Chris can sing. I said, I can't sing. And he pulls out a video, I think, of me on stage doing American Bandstand or something like that, and he's laughing and busting my balls about me singing and dancing. He goes, watch how he plays to the girls. Watch it.
Oh my God. Yeah. So wait, you had to sing when the album was out, you had to sing live places. Were you lip syncing?
Hell yeah.
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 You're the first person to ever admit that.
Oh, grow up. Are you kidding me? I did do Grease on stage on the East Coast with Lori Loughlin, and I did have to learn and take singing then and played Danny Zuko. Now, I was pretty nervous about that one, but I did pull it off somehow, some way.
I think you're better than you think you are.
Probably, because Danny Zuko is a really big, you got a lot of songs.
He's in a pirate movie with Christy McNichol. They're not giving him the part. Look at all the people that audition for this stuff. They're not giving you the part if they don't know you can do it.
I was one of 4,000 kids who auditioned for Blue Lagoon.
Right.
They had 4,000 kids. Yeah. And then the pirate movie was a whole different ballgame, but Christy can sing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you listen to her voice, she can sing. But I think she had a band or something with her brother for a little while.
She recorded albums with her brother. Yeah, she was a singer.
She's got a great voice. I just love her voice. And I'll tell you, she emailed me today because we're going to be signing autographs for the pirate movie in Knoxville at Fanboy Expo this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Tell us the dates of that.
10th, 11th, and 12th. It's coming up right around the corner. But it'll be Christy and I. And I got this cameo request today for a woman whose daughter wanted me to just say hi to her and tell the mom how much the daughter loves her. And she wanted me to do it because she watched the pirate movie all day one day, 38 times.
Oh my God.
That is the kind of movie that you just put on a loop.
Apparently.
Yeah. And then you just dance around the house and maybe swing from a few chandeliers, whatever inspires you. But like that movie actually looked like it would have caused more injuries than Blue Lagoon. You guys were there were a lot of battering rams and dangerous objects. Was anyone hurt doing that?
Yeah, I was, because the Pirate King never came to rehearsal when we were doing our sword fighting. So he was always going left when I was going right, and I had welts all over my arms.
No.
Swinging his sword the wrong way. But the funny part that I always love telling is when we were sword fighting on the top of that castle.
Yeah.
We were actually sword fighting on top of that castle.
Oh my God.
And the stunt guys were running underneath 60 feet down with a big pad, a big giant stunt pad, saying, we got you, don't worry about it, we got shoot, this was back then. This was back in the day.
Your
there were no
spotters.
nets, no cables, no nothing. We weren't 2 inches off the ground. We were literally on top of that building sword fighting.
Talk about being thrown into the deep end. Genuinely, like with his first two movies, it's insanity.
Right, but he's the star, but you have to be a jock to even learn sword fighting.
Oh, 100%.
And like, it really looked like you guys were fencing like pros. I mean, very impressive.
Well, we did take a lot of fencing lessons. I'll tell you though, being a jock does not contribute well to dancing.
Okay.
Right.
What? So
if you watch that film, you'll notice I'm in the back on most of the dancing sequences.
yeah.
What was it like going from doing something so, serious as Blue Lagoon to such broad comedy?
To be honest, I didn't even know the difference. I was just making movies and I was just having a blast. And I'm burning my oil.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Okay, let's
Don't burn your oil.
Let's attend to dinner.
Forgot to turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was basically just having a great time. I was making a lot of movies. I mean, Columbia Pictures put me under contract for 4.5 years after the Blue Lagoon was made. So I was just sitting there waiting for the next film, and nothing ever came up. And then 20th Century Fox bought me out and did the pirate movie and A Night in Heaven.
Wow.
So it was the first time since the old MGM days that they had an actor under a contract.
Yeah, that did not happen.
Yeah. Well, they must have wanted you and then not been able to come
I
up.
think they were saving it for Blue Lagoon 2, but it just never came around.
So all right, where did you find yourself backstage and sharing a beer with Richard Chamberlain, Paul Newman, and Princess Grace?
Ooh. Night of 100 Stars. Was that some evening or what?
Wow.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So what happened? Were you overwhelmed?
Oh my gosh. It was like the most amazing event I've ever been to. I mean, I can't tell you how blessed I was that Brooke and I were one of the original 100 Stars asked. Once 100 Stars, because we had just did Blue Lagoon and Reds was Warren Beatty and Diane Keaton had just come out. And that was an older love story and a young love story. And so that was our piece in the show. And so we were one of the original 100 Stars. And then once other celebs found out that they weren't invited, all of a sudden it became, 200 Stars. But it was really interesting. And there were, it was, it's just too hard to even explain all the different people and the celebrity, Jimmy Cagney. I mean, it was just unreal. It was, I have that poster where everybody signed the posters. So when you walked in and you were part of the event, you signed these posters. Oh. And I have one of the original posters that everybody signed. It's one of my favorite pieces.
I'm going to just say this, even though I'm probably going to get people going, oh my God, she's so stupid. I don't know what Night of 100 Stars is. Is this it was a giant televised event of the most famous people, I'm assuming?
Well, no, I think it was based for the actors. And they closed off New York. It was a Radio City Music Hall. It was a huge tuxedo event, and every single star that was on stage. And I have this picture of all of these major stars. We're all standing there, and it was just a spectacular event.
Do you remember anyone coming up to you and saying, "Oh, I enjoyed your films," and you just could not believe this person was telling you that?
Well, I had just done Blue Lagoon. That was the only film that I had done. Mm-hmm. So there were, Blue Lagoon was probably one of the last of the Hollywood grand openings that they've done, where they closed off the streets and they had fire eaters and pig roasting, and it was at the down at the Cinerama Dome, and it was in 70 millimeter, and they had every celebrity show up, and it was a huge event. And I don't know if they do premieres like that anymore, where they actually close down the streets and do all that. So that was one of the
What was it like for you going from obscurity to being one of the biggest stars on the planet? Like, what was that like?
It's hard to describe.
I imagine
It's
so.
hard to describe because it's such a fantasy. It's such a, it's so, trying to explain it, it's so out there that it's hard for anybody to even understand it. And there wasn't a place I could go literally that, on the face of this earth that I didn't have people come up to me and want autographs or something. And I had people, security, constantly. I would have my hair pulled, my shirt would be ripped, I'd be running to cars. It was like the Beatles. It really was. It was insane.
I would imagine that's both great and weird. And if you're looking for privacy, you're not finding it.
Yeah. And you know what? One of the greatest lessons I learned from my stepfather, because after that movie, you could sit at a table full of people and you could have all these interesting people at the table, but they'll always go to the movie star and want to hear all about making movies, right?
Wow.
And he once said to me, Chris, you're allowed to ask somebody else how their day was.
Oh, that's the best advice
Very
ever.
smart.
But I mean, think about it, because I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just I get asked the questions constantly. And so he made such a point about it. I went, it took me a little bit to understand it, but to this day, I take that to heart so greatly because, you know, I'm not the center of the world as it seems, even though I might be put there at that time.
Yep, that's lovely.
Let me also mention to you, Chris, that not a lot of 18-year-olds know to ask questions. They're still sort of the center of attention where the adults are saying, tell me about school, tell me about this.
Yes.
And they may be curious, but they may also think it's not my place to say to Aunt Donna, you know, how did that luncheon go? You know, because it's just not, they don't have that natural curiosity of other people's lives yet because they're so busy creating themselves. And you were in the middle of creating yourself when this happened. And so it's kind of a miracle that you figured it out and that you had a stepfather that would say something so wise to you to cause you to open up your lens.
Yeah, and, you know, and it's just polite.
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing. It's polite and it's manners. So, yes, I'm creating my world and I can still do all that. But at the same time, I need to be polite. I need to learn about manners, and he instilled all that in us. He was really great. I mean, we were lucky that my mom remember. My dad was great, but we to get a stepfather, we couldn't have gotten anybody better than that. He really instilled family into our family, which was just
I love
terrific.
That.
So
That's
yeah,
incredible.
What can you share about your kissing scene with Linda Gray?
Oh gosh, well, I'm sure you heard the story.
Maybe I did.
So, okay, well, yeah, she was the first cougar, and we were on Us magazine. You know, younger man, older woman, robbing the cradle, all of this sort of stuff on all these magazines. Oh my God, they made such a big deal about it. But back then it was, and that was Dallas, and everything was a big deal on Dallas. But they're all practical jokers on that set. They're all nuts. They're all old hippies. They're just nuts. And that to this day, they still are some of the greatest people. They all get along. And it's very rare that you're on a series for that long and there isn't some sort of riff going through, or, you know, riff or whatever going through it. And they just love each other and they have a blast and they're still giggling and laughing. And it's great. So I had this big kissing scene, the big culmination of my quest to be with Linda Gray, with Sue Ellen. And so the big kissing scene comes up in the crew and then the cast are still standing around. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird because usually after your scene's done, you go home. So they're all watching. It was out on a dock at this pond or this lake. And so we action and we go up and I have this big kiss with Linda Gray. And she looks at me after the game. I go, I'll cut. And she looks at me. She says, so how was it? I'm thinking, well, that's
That's a very bizarre question to ask somebody. Well, it sucked. Let's do it again. Hey, what do you think? What do you say? All of a sudden, my lips go completely numb, and I can't talk. I'm like, what did you do? What's going on? And everybody's laughing and laughing. And I guess it was Larry that suggested it, according to Linda, to put that stuff, Procaine or whatever it is that the dentist uses to rub on your gums before they stick the needle in to numb it, for the Novocaine. So they put the topical stuff on, and she put it all over her lips for her big kissing scene. And that was Welcome to Dallas.
Holy cow.
But Chris, why wasn't she numb?
Oh, she was.
She must have been.
But it was worth it?
She was, but...
And where in the medicine kit is that?
I have no idea. I didn't ask.
Exactly.
All I knew was her lips were very soft. So he had no feeling to them, probably.
I'm sure that was a special errand made if Larry came up with it. Yes.
Someone's dad was a dentist.
Oh, that's really funny. I hadn't heard that story.
Do you want to do IMDb roulette? Or
Let's do it.
Okay, so we have a game called IMDb roulette. We spin your IMDb reel and we stop at things that interest us. Number 1, Child Bride of Short Creek. What do you remember?
I think that was one of my best performances. Was that one? And I got Diane Lane that role. We were dating at the time, and she was great in it. And it was a really, I think it turned out to be a really, really good choice for me. But I also, for me. So back then, this was right after Blue Lagoon, and my manager, he just got hell for it because movie stars didn't do TV, and this was a CBS. I think it was CBS Movie of the Week, and it was just one of those things that I did, and I'm very, very grateful that I did do it. And it was the same thing with Dallas. Movie stars don't do TV. Now they do everything,
exactly,
commercials and everything else. But back then, he got a lot of grief for it.
But you were ahead of your time, clearly. And we're looking at a clip, and Helen Hunt's in it, and Mr. Drummond.
Mr. Drummond is marrying off his child daughters, and it's just as pertinent.
He was going to marry her.
Oh, he was.
I wanted Diane, and he wanted her.
Oh.
And he was my father. But it's a true story. It's based on a true story, the raid on Short Creek.
Oh. That's right.
And not for nothing, but I know they permed your hair for Blue Lagoon, but I think that looks phenomenal. Parted on the side and straight there in that movie.
They wanted him to look feral.
Right.
But we like your hair just the way it is.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. All right. What's number 2?
I'm just happy I have hair still.
Oh, you still have you've got your hair for life.
That is definitely something to celebrate.
You've got the hairline for life. You're good. What's number 2?
A Night in Heaven. You played Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky Rocket.
Any stories about that?
Oh, God. How much time do you have?
We've got 10 minutes.
Check the kitchen timer and we'll
exactly.
And let's do our best.
Well, unfortunately, the movie didn't do very well at the box office. John Avildsen, who directed, is a great, great, great director. What a great guy, and I was always friends with him. But directors have their forte, and his forte was Come From Behind, The Karate Kid, The Power of One, Rocky, all of that, where that was more what his lane was. And sort of a love story like this, the problem that happened on that movie was I was starring in that movie, and Leslie Ann Warren was nominated for an Academy Award while we were filming that for Victor Victoria while we were filming that movie.
Wow.
And my manager, they kept rewriting the script and rewriting the script and rewriting it. And my manager said, as he's reading this, said, "Hey, listen, you can't." I turned out to be a bad guy. And originally it was more of a good bad guy, a kid that you love to hate and hate to love type of thing. And they just kept rewriting it. And he says, "I've never seen a movie where the star of the movie is the actual bad guy in the movie." And that's sort of what happened. So
it just fell flat. It didn't really go anywhere, but it was Chippendales. It was a takeoff on Chippendales because it was huge back then in the 80s. And of course, when something's that big and that has that much publicity, and at that time it was the thing. And because of that, they wanted to make this movie, and they made this movie. And Bryan Adams' song "Heaven" made more money than the movie did.
Oh, wow.
That happens sometimes.
And my obsession with the music was great in that movie.
Oh, okay.
And did you have as much fun filming that movie?
Oh, I had a blast. No, I had a good time. Probably too good a time, but I had a blast. I was down in Florida, and it was crazy down there. We had a really good time. It was fun, and Leslie Ann was so sweet and so much fun and very giving. So I enjoyed working with her a lot, and I see her every once in a while and give her a big hug. And so she's still very sweet. That's the few times that I really respect and appreciate, because you don't get that very often after making a lot of movies.
Right.
There's just a very few movies. The Pyro movie, that movie, and Blue Lagoon were probably, if I meet people in Australia that worked on the Blue Lagoon, it's all old home week. Oh, it's fantastic.
That's really cool to have that.
Yeah, it's like people you went to
camp with. It was a life
with.
Experience, that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
No movie was ever shot like that. No movie will ever be shot like that.
No, absolutely, yeah. All right, how about Secret Weapons?
Oh, that was interesting because I had just met my wife at the time. Mm-hmm. She was Australian. I was up shooting it in Canada. And one night, I can't remember how it happened, but I look out and my wife is butt naked out on the balcony. And I'm saying, "What are you doing? Get in here." And she's like, "Look at this. It's snowing." She'd never seen snow before. So she's out there in the snow.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you were shooting that movie, wherever you were staying?
Yeah.
Oh,
in Canada, like on the entire continent of Australia, there is no snow.
Right.
Yeah,
Bless her heart.
She never saw snow, so she just went out on the balcony. It was late at night, but she went out the balcony to see it.
Oh, I love it. I have a crazy question.
Sure.
This is going to be so out of the blue, but I believe that I used to buy outfits that your ex-wife used to make.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Is that right?
Yeah.
She made these like really cool sweatpants and little tank tops.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She used to sell them at all the markets, the farmers markets, or whatever those markets are.
I bought so many from her. And then it just occurred to me, when I was doing the research, I was like, wait, I think this was his wife. Yeah.
What was the name of the brand?
I don't remember. Do you remember?
Oh, we'll figure it out.
She did baby shoes too. She did a lot of baby shoes.
Okay.
I can't remember. I was about to say Koala Blue, but that was Olivia. Olivia Newton-John was my son's godmother.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
And where did you meet her on a film?
Well, I met her through Randall Kleiser, who directed Grease and Blue Lagoon. So I met her there. And then I became friends with Matt. And then I had a Hobie cat that Hobie gave me, and I kept it down at her house in Malibu. And I was teaching Matt how to sail and all that.
Whoa. That's so cool. Okay. Listen to me. I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm saying this is a movie.
It's a debating movie.
Yeah.
Listen to Lisa, and this
is played Bruce Arlington?
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind for that.
Well, I was the surfer, and I know that during that filming, I got done early one day, and my buddies were saying, "Hey, can you make the game?" I was on a softball team and a baseball team.
Okay.
And so this happened to be a softball game. So I said, yeah, I can get there. So I get there and I'm playing, and I get a hit. I'm on first base, and it's a bunting and stealing league. And so I'm leading off the base. The catcher goes to throw down to get me out. I dove back to the base, And it was the first time in my life where my head said, go, 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 go. And my legs went, wait a minute.
Oh no.
And the catcher, I mean, the first baseman was backing up because it was bouncing. And so I kind of went around him and I put my hand down to get to the base and I dove up instead of down for some reason. And I don't know why that happened. And I completely dislocated my shoulder and it was sticking out here like that. And, yeah, so that was bad news. And so I had this dislocated shoulder. And the one thing that bummed me out more than anything is the actual production company thought that I was faking it so that they would have to send a car to get me every day.
Oh.
And I said, what are you kidding me? I just had to go to the hospital and have them put my shoulder. Actually, the guys on the team came running out and one guy was grabbing me and yanking my arm and finally yanked it back into place. Then I went to the hospital. Yeah.
You know, I always wonder that about movies and television shows. What happens if somebody gets injured or, you know, does something alters their appearance or something like that in between days?
Yeah.
You're kind of screwed.
Yeah, well, I was screwed. The only way I got away with it was I was able to take the sling off and just do my scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But the very end of the movie, I had to pick her up and swing at the dance with her and pick her up and swing her around at the end of the movie. And I just did it. I just gritted my teeth and did it. Yeah.
I would have been like,
now I've got a full metal shoulder in there.
It gave out.
Bone on bone and gave out. But the doc put it together pretty good back then.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, we have a reunion of sorts on Suddenly Susan.
Yes. I did suddenly say Brooke always seems to call me when she has a finale or needs ratings or something because everybody after that movie to this day, I get a minimum of 2 to 3 a year projects of to get Brooke and I back together again. There's
I'm
one
sure.
right now that this guy's doing that's a period piece about New Zealand. And he wants to get Brooke and I involved in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe she'd say yes someday. I don't know.
Oh, that would be interesting. So in this episode, it seems like Susan likes you and you're rather indifferent to her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that I had that one line that I wouldn't go out with you if we were left on a deserted island.
That's gold.
So what was that like reuniting with her? And was that the first time you worked together since Blue Lagoon?
Yeah.
And was it fun?
Yeah, it was great. It was really fun. She was great. Yeah, it was really nice to hang out with her again and to do this. And I mean, it was her show, so I kind of kept my distance because I didn't know. I'd never done TV that much a series at all, so I was totally new to all that.
Right.
But it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Is that something you would ever want to do if you got offered a sitcom like that?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
It's one thing I haven't done. There's two things that I want to tick the boxes. One is I've done everybody else's movies for 45 years now. I want to make one of my own.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one is I'd like to direct one.
Oh.
So those are the last two boxes. I've played just about every part that you could play.
Yeah.
So
But,
are you
but
currently
seriously,
writing a
it's fun.
film?
No, I have, well, there's 4 films, but there's 2 that are really close. So, and one is a coming of age. It's just a stunningly beautiful, beautiful film. And we've got 2 directors that are interested in doing it right now. And my goal, my big dream and goal is to get Chris Hemsworth and his wife to play it because they're just the right age. They have kids the coming of age kids in the movie. He only works 10 days. She would be more of the star, but you can't act love like that on film. So when you have 2 people that are actually in love doing that, I just think would just absolutely send the picture into a whole nother
another dimension.
Come
so
on, Chris.
anyway, that's what I'm doing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You played Mr. Christensen in Blue Lagoon: The Awakening.
Right.
How was that? I'm assuming that was not filmed on a deserted island.
No, I was the teacher that got him lost.
Oh, Mr. Christensen.
You'd think you'd have a compass by now.
It was some field trip that the school went on, and I got blamed for them getting lost and ended up on the deserted island or whatever. But it was tough for me on that one because I just came off of back surgery.
Oh.
All of these surgeries. So I just had all these an artificial disc put in and a fusion put in my back. So I was fresh off of that, but it was all right. We did it. I didn't have to swing a girl. I didn't have to swing a girl around or do anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. What is the 11th? I think Cloris Leachman is in this, right?
You know, that was I'm sad. Yeah, Cloris was nuts. She was so much fun.
Oh,
my God, she was just great. But I thought it was I think it was a Hallmark thing, and I thought it was going to take off, but it just didn't. So I'm a little shocked about that and disappointed because that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Okay, last one. Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas.
Yeah, that was an Easter egg that they decided to put into, you know what an Easter egg is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that was an Easter egg that they put into that show. So what happened was all of the ladies of the 80s, which was just great. Well, they had Linda in there, and there was a small little part for her husband.
Okay.
And so the casting director thought, oh my gosh, this is a perfect opportunity for an Easter egg to make Chris change the name to Peter, as in Peter Richards that I was in Dallas.
Oh,
so they named me Peter. And they flew me out for one day because I'm in Connecticut, and they flew me out to California for one day to shoot this. And I play her husband. So if you are a Dallas fan and you see the Easter egg, they did it purposely so that you would think, oh my gosh, Linda Gray or Sue Ellen actually did get together with Peter and they're married.
That's
Did
really
you put
fun.
any numbing agent on your lips?
I didn't have a kissing scene. No, didn't have a kissing scene.
All right. So we're going to talk about Fanboy Expo, and that's happening this weekend. And what can people expect if they go? Where is it?
It's in Knoxville, Tennessee at, I don't know, the convention place, I think, there. And so Chrissy and I are doing a special signing for the Pirate movie. And we just have so many fans from that Pirate movie. It's absolutely unbelievable to both of us how much that movie, a generation just loved that film.
And how much fun is it for you to meet those fans?
Oh, it's remarkable. It's just, look, I told you I had one today that saw it 38 times in one day.
Unbelievable.
It is. It's unbelievable. But it just resonated with a whole generation. And people just love the songs and they love the silliness. And it gave them a lot of fond memories. So,
are you and Christy going to work up a number?
I'll let her do the singing.
Exactly.
I'll try to dance.
Okay, let her do the singing. You can swing from a chandelier. That's fun. Oh, before we close, Chris, would you please walk over to the stove and show us how dinner is coming along?
Oh yeah, we'd like to see.
I can't. Well, because I've stopped it now.
Oh.
I've got the fries. They're all done.
Ooh, yum!
I got the rice. That's all done.
Nice.
I've got the vegetables all cut and diced. I had to cut the seeds out of the tomatoes, and I've got the meat over here. This has all been seasoned and sitting and waiting to be put into the. So yeah, it's
Christopher
all
Atkins.
It's all ready to go, man. I just gotta fire this baby up and.
Your girlfriend is a lucky lady.
Yes, there's a cooking show
I'm
in your
a lucky
future.
guy. I can say that first. I'm a lucky guy. She's a great lady. But she works her ass off, and the poor thing, and she just sits in international banking all day long. And so I feel bad for her sometimes.
She's going to walk into that house and smell something phenomenal.
Yep. Very cool.
Thank you so much for being with us. We want to thank our guest, Christopher Atkins. Our team includes producer Dina Friedman, John Maddox, Mason Brown, Jordan Reyes, Haley Freight, Ryder Friedman, and you. Our theme music is by me and John Maddox. I am Louise Planker, here with Lisa Arch and Christopher Atkins. Be well and wise, take good care of each other, and we will see you along the media path.
Thank you.
We're going to take a picture next to you on the screen, so Jordan will tell you exactly when to smile. But we're going to just take off our headphones and walk over to the monitor for a moment.
And then you can go finish cooking.
And then you can finish cooking.